Whew. Okay, I think I'm here. Yes, there's the monitor. Okay, cool. Good evening, Richmond County, and welcome to your Halloween edition of the RO Sports Show, brought to you by RO Yellow, Richmond County's new online business directory. I'm your host, Russell Parker, dressed in my Halloween costume. It's very fitting that I'm wearing a Hogwarts uniform because Raider magic has been cast everywhere since homecoming. The Richmond Observer covered the parade with pictures from managing editor Will Toller, and those are on the RO Facebook page. And there's also a full-length video that can be found underneath the Live at 5 tab on richmondobserver.com. Go check that out. There's plenty of homecoming action on for the parade right there. But let's go ahead and get into the big game. Following the excitement from the week surrounding homecoming, the Richmond Senior High School football team did its job by capping the festivities with a big SAC win. The Raiders welcomed in the Lumberton on Friday and utilized several of their offensive and defensive weapons to sink the Pirates 51-7. Richmond improved to a perfect 9-0 on the season and 5-0 against SAC teams. But the win also marked the program's 499th all-time victory. With a little help from SAC opponent Pinecrest knocking down Scotland on Thursday, the Raiders now sit alone at the top of the SAC standings. Since Raider football started in 1972, the Raiders have won 499 of their 614 total games. Richmond has lost just 110 and recorded only 5 ties for an all-time winning percentage of 81.27%. Win number 500 could happen at home tomorrow night against 71st on senior night. Head coach Brian Till's team responded on both sides of the ball, racking up 326 yards on total offense, while the defense helped the Pirates to just 79 total. Richmond's defense impressed in the first half, limiting Lumberton to -3 yards of offense while also recording several sacks, tackles for loss, and an interception. Friday was a busy day off the field for the Raiders and their fans as 31 senior players participated in the homecoming court pep rally at school. Senior defensive end Javon Little was named homecoming king and saw his day, and senior golfer Haley Miller earned homecoming queen. That was followed by a community tailgate ahead of the game at Raider Stadium, and halftime saw the classes of 1979, 1984, 1989, 1993, 94, 99, and 2009 recognized. During the ceremonial pregame coin toss, the Mills family served as homecoming's grand marshal, honoring the late Robbie Mills, a longtime carpentry and shop teacher at the high school. Coach Steele and his players stopped to talk with RO Sports editor Kyle Pillar after the game to talk about their homecoming victory.
Coach, you talked earlier in the week about there being the buzz and the extra activities. So just kind of talk about how you guys came out here and did your job like you said you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, the guys obviously were focused. We were a little concerned about some of that, but based on the way you watched them play in the game and the way they were talking on the sidelines, they were obviously focused, knew what was going on. So I'm pretty proud of those guys to being able to step up and do that amidst all the distractions, because there's a lot of them during this type of week.
Right. It was a fast start on both sides of the ball. Colby had the early touchdown, Jalik had the big sack, and then you had the Derek Behringer interception. So just kind of talk about how those plays helped set the tone.
Well, I think they set the tone, but the biggest thing I like is with Derek's, that was a trick play, and he could have really easy bit up, but he's staying on his responsibility. And in a game like this, again, that tells you kind of how focused they are. If on plays like that, those kids are doing their job and staying with those types of plays, that lets you know that the distractions hadn't gotten to them too much.
The defense was, kind of collectively was just as loud as the offense tonight, except for that late touchdown. So just kind of talk about what you saw and the adjustments that the defense have made to keep the pressure.
I think the big thing is they stayed very focused on the reads. We didn't do anything real different. A lot of the formations were very similar to last week, but they're flying to the ball, doing what they're supposed to do right there, staying in their gaps on their blitzes. So I think we got a little better at blitzing hopefully tonight, because we had to start working on some better time in there, and I like what I saw.
Last question for you. You'd also, there's lots of activities going on, but just talk about the importance of, the homecoming court tonight and the pep rally earlier, and of course there was the community tailgate. So all of those things kind of feed back into the football program.
Well, the biggest thing I like is, I love, it's a great experience seeing those boys dress up like that, kind of get out of comfort zone a little bit, but still get to show out in a different way. So really proud of that. And then also, just the community, the tailgate going. I mean, you look over here in the homecoming, you're playing an opponent who, on paper, people say, well, it's not a great matchup, but you still see the stands so full. I mean, it's just amazing feeling to see that and see the support. And our kids really feel that. And I think you see that fast start. I don't think, you can overstate how that empowers them to do that.
Big offensive night tonight and a 51-7 win over Lumberton. So Jacoby, I'm going to start with you. You had a fast start tonight. You had 2 early touchdowns. So just kind of walk us through those hookups from Caleb Hood tonight.
We just came out here and we knew we were the better team and we couldn't allow them to play to our potential, so we had to play better.
You've also found a lot of space tonight, so how did that work to your advantage, or how did you find that open space?
Just ran the perfect route and got myself open.
Kellen, a big night for you actually. You recorded your first varsity receiving touchdown, so congratulations to you. Walk us through that play that actually came from Noah.
So we tried to get me a touchdown for the past 3 plays before, but they kept downing me at the 1. So then we just switched them to the other side, and I just did my route and Noah threw a perfect pass.
What kind of feelings you have there?
I was hyped.
Yeah. Also, you had a big kick punt return tonight. So just kind of talk about how the special teams also kind of factors into a big win.
Well, all I had to do was catch the ball, and I had great blocks, so it made it easy.
Sliding over here to senior quarterback Noah Altman. Noah, you got some good playing time tonight. You recorded a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown. So just kind of tell us, what worked for you tonight out on the field.
Yeah, we had a great game plan against these guys. We kind of knew the coverages. We studied all week. So I told Kellen before we went in that I was going to try my hardest to get him a touchdown, and the coaches worked with me on that. So we helped him to find the end zone. On the rushing touchdown, I was a little bit selfish, so Coach Johnson talked to me about that, but we got 6 out of it. So.
Last question for you, Noah. This is your senior homecoming game, a big victory. So what's it mean to kind of, still some games left in the season, but what's it mean to win big on homecoming night?
Yeah, it's huge. I don't want to say that one game's any bigger than the other, but homecoming is definitely a bittersweet feeling. It's my last time out here for homecoming. So I'm glad we were able to make it special. You
guys kind of made a play happen early in the first quarter. So JD, we'll start with you. You had pressure on the quarterback tonight that led to an interception for Derek. So just kind of walk us through that play and how you were able to get pressure.
Well, Coach Sweeney told me to sit on screen, and so I did. And then I saw him pitch it to the running back. So I was trying to take my angle, get out there and cut him off. And then I saw him throw it. So I tried to tip it, but then I just turned around and started running because I figured someone would catch it.
Yeah. So when you realized Derek had caught that, what were you thinking?
I was about to go block before he got tackled.
Okay. All right. So Derek, to kind of bounce off that a little bit, walk us through the other end of that play where you're in the secondary and you come up with that big first quarter interception.
First, I was about to bite on the run, but then I seen the running back do this, so I kept my back pedal. Yeah, I seen the ball there and I caught it.
And you caught it right around midfield, and so what were you thinking at that point? I mean, are you trying to go to the house?
I caught it, I was trying to return it.
Okay. JD, kind of back over to you. You guys are getting ready now for a big, tough physical matchup against 71st. So, you're on the defensive line. Kind of speak collectively for the defense, what you guys need to do in order to get ready for 71st.
Well, we just got to go over the game plan Monday when we get there with Coach Till and the defensive office, and then work on it at practice all week at Scout.
And I just asked Noah Altman just a couple minutes ago what it meant for his senior homecoming to end this way. So I'm going to ask you the same question. How big of a win was this tonight? And
it felt good because I know when I look back, later on in life, we dominated on our homecoming.
The Raiders will go for win number 500 tomorrow night in its final regular season home game of the fall. Kickoff against the 71st Falcons is set for 7:30 p.m. and what will be Richmond's breast cancer awareness game and their senior night. Switching over from the gridiron to the net, after receiving the number 14 seed in the West region of the NCHSAA's 4A state playoffs on Thursday, the Lady Raider volleyball squad saw their momentum come up just short against Ronald Reagan. But it was an electric series during the 4th set of Saturday's opening round playoff game by Richmond that kept its postseason hopes alive, and it had social media buzzing. Following a serve from Regan, 5 of the 6 Lady Raiders on the floor contributed to a volley that lasted nearly 40 seconds to tie the set at 18 points. It started with a diving dig from Emmy Cooley, who just got her hand between the ball and the hardwood. Carly Lambeth laid out for a diving dig, and Lane Maltsby used her right fist to swat the ball back over the net. After the next set of hits saw senior outsider hitter Jaden Johnson, Lambeth, and Madison Jordan send the ball back Regan's way. Cooley hit the deck again on a return shot to keep the rally going. Lambeth angled the ball back to Regan, and Cooley made her third diving dig of the series on a kill attempt by Regan's Lily Young. The ball went to Lambeth and then saw Johnson push it back, and the volley ended when Ellie Jang sent a hit long out of bounds. With the 2019 season complete, RO Sports will publish a comprehensive season recap and highlight this fall's All-SAC team members when they're released. State championship playoff hopes are still alive for the Richmond boys soccer team despite losing to Pinecrest in the SAC tournament. The Raiders wouldn't let its run in without a fight as they played their best game of soccer all season, according to head coach Chris Larson, despite falling to the Patriots 2-0 on Tuesday. The semifinal match saw both squads battle for dominance, seeing the first 40 minutes of play remain competitive and go scoreless. Two small miscues by the Raiders in the second half would see the Patriots advance to the SAC tournament title game against Hope County. Richmond currently sits at 10 wins, 10 losses, and 2 ties. They find themselves sitting on the fence on a waiting game that will see if the Raiders make it into the NCHSAA 4A state playoffs. As of the most recent power rankings, Richmond sits a handful of slots out of the top 48 teams. The NCHSAA will release its official playoff brackets on Monday, with the opening round set to begin on Wednesday. The Raiders are hopeful to slide in late, so Larson said it will be business as usual. RO Sports will update the Raiders standing when the playoff seedings are announced. It's time for your middle school sports report, starting with cross country. Running the loop at Henson Lake for the first time this season, the Hamlet boys and girls cross country teams defended their home course. Both Red Ram squads, coached by Michelle Denson, remained perfect on the season and recorded their third respective win in as many races. They would sweep the field of the 10 Southeastern Middle School Athletic Conference teams competing in the 2.1-mile race. Placing first overall out of 53 total female runners was Hamlet's Zoe Smith, which was the second time this season she grabbed the top spot. Smith's finish saw teammates Layla Smith, Jenna Gardner, and Olivia Webb come across the dam in 3rd, 5th, and 15th place respectively to notch the win with 24 points. In the boys' race, the Red Rams took first with an overall score of 48 points, edging second place Sandy Grove by 7 points. Amir Morrison was the team's first to cross the finish line, taking a 5th overall out of 56 runners with a time of 13:24. The second best Richmond County Schools team to finish the race was the Rockingham girls team. The Lady Rockets took 3rd overall with 65 points, just 12 points behind Sandy Grove. Rockingham's boys team finished in 4th place. For Ellerby, the Wildcats finished 7th place, and the Lady Wildcats took 9th. Cordova's girls and boys teams finished 8th and 9th respectively. Just like it has all season, the Rockingham golf team dominated the competition in last week's SCM SAC Championship at Scotch Meadows Country Club. The Rockets and head coach Winning Rollaire put the finishing touches on a productive 2019 season by winning the team championship. Between the Rockets' top 4 golfers, Rockingham posted a score of 411. Playing 18 holes in the championship instead of the normal 9 holes like regular season matches, it was Rockingham 8th grader Trace Wallace who shot a tournament low 85, or a plus 13. That mark was good enough to earn Wallace the title of Boys Individual Champion. In the previous 4 regular season matches, he also saw his name at the top of the leaderboard. And that's your middle school sports report. Now let's talk about the Week 10 official Richmond County Athletes of the Week presented by Moss Brothers Tire and Service. Starring with Lady Raider volleyball senior Lane Maltsby, her role as the Lady Raiders libero doesn't see her make a lot of flashy plays at the net, but she's been the rock of Richmond's defense since her freshman year. A 4-year starter, Maltsby had an impressive final week of her career in the back row during the SAC tournament and the first round of the state playoffs to help her earn her second career selection. Having already completed her AP cluster, Maltsby is staying busy during her final fall semester with several Richmond CC classes. She has a 4.6 GPA and is currently ranked as the number 11 student in the class of 2020. She's an A honor roll student and serves as the National Honor Society's Public Resource Officer, the state's historian, and is a member of the National Beta Club. In the midst of applying for college, Maltby's plans are to major in business at a 4-year university. Business is a career path she's come to enjoy thanks to her microeconomics class. After college, she said she could see herself go into real estate or owning her own small business. As of now, Maltby has applied to Appalachian State, East Carolina, UNC Wilmington, UNC Chapel Hill, South Carolina, and NC State. She's also a Moorhead King Scholarship nominee and has passed the interview process at Richmond.
So Lane, it's been a pretty busy week for you with the SAC tournament and being on homecoming court as well as the playoffs. So let's start with a couple of volleyball questions. Question one, unfortunately you guys came up short in the playoffs on Saturday, but talk about the SAC tournament and the run that you guys went on in that late season push.
We really worked hard our last few weeks of volleyball trying to get past the first round, although we didn't. We still had fun and we played really hard. Put up a fight against Reagan. So.
What was it like to beat Scotland twice and sweep them?
It was really exciting, especially senior night, coming out and beating them. I feel like every play was so energetic and it was really fun.
You're the only 4-year starter on this year's team, and you've been playing in the back row since your freshman year. So how did your senior year compare to those other years, and what was so special about your final season?
Like I said before, I was really terrible. Like in 9th grade, I don't even know how I made the team. I never went for balls. I never called the ball. I never talked really. And I feel like this year I'm just more comfortable with just my playing and stuff.
How did Madison and Taylor and the other girls in the back help you stay comfortable?
We really just joked around the whole time. We talked about random stuff, talked about school, stuff that goes on outside of school, and talked about just random stuff.
Gotcha. Question 3, as a libero, you don't get a lot of flashy kills, but you do hold down the defense. I don't know if you know, but you finished your career now with over 1,100 digs. So just kind of speak about your role and the accomplishment of being the rock of the defense the last couple of years.
Well, I just know that we can't really score if the back row doesn't get passes up. So that was just the most important part, is trying to get the ball to where Carly could give them sets.
Last question, volleyball related. Now that it's all over and you've had a little bit of time to reflect, what are some of your favorite memories about playing here at Richmond?
Probably just the people, and Scully especially, making it so fun. And just senior night was probably my favorite memory, just because it was so energetic and the crowd was so big.
That's right. So Lane, we're going to switch on over to our Raider Rapid Response segment, which lets you answer some more personal questions about yourself. So the first one is, you're actively involved in a lot of clubs around Richmond. So besides volleyball, which has been your favorite and why?
Probably Senate, because it's a really good group of kids, and I love Colonel Ring. He's really funny.
What are some of the things that you guys have done with Senate this year?
We've helped teachers set up for the school year. We really were the main part of homecoming. We helped plan the events and plan all the dance, the court, everything like that. So it was really stressful, but it was really fun.
Question 2. Last week you were on the homecoming court and you were escorted by quarterback Noah Altman. So just kind of tell the fans at home what that experience was like and being able to ride in the parade and all that.
It was fun. It was kind of a long day, just putting the dress on, taking it off, putting it back on for the parade. I'm glad it's over with now, but it was fun while it lasted.
Do you have a favorite memory of all of that?
My favorite memory was not falling in front of everybody in my shoes, because I practiced a lot in my shoes. So.
You did practice a lot? Oh, that's good. Practice makes perfect. Question 3, name something that has become your trademark or what people around school might associate you with.
Obviously the non-costume, that's a big part of who I am, and probably my voice that I talk in. Everybody knows me about that.
Do you want to give us an example of the voice?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I'm good.
Okay, there it is, the infamous Lane voice. Lane, question 4, if you could pick any color to represent your personality, which color would it be and why?
Either yellow or red, white, and blue, because I love the American colors and I love yellow.
That's a good answer. How about a color that doesn't fit Lane's personality?
Probably brown, just because nobody likes brown. It's an ugly color. Not that I'm pretty, but it's just an ugly color.
I got you. I understood what you meant. Last question, Lane. You and Coach Larson have spent the last 4 years kind of growing together in a sport that both of you love. So just kind of speak to her as a coach and a mentor and some lessons that she's taught you along the way.
Most importantly, she's probably helped me to be just myself on the court. If I mess up, I don't have to kill myself over it. I can just laugh it off, and she laughs it off with me. So that's probably the biggest thing.
Senior soccer player Evan Baxley is our official male athlete of the week. Patrolling the back line as a center back, Baxley has picked up significant minutes during his senior season. As the Raiders continued their late season push last week, Baxley's speed, soccer IQ, and willingness to play aggressive saw him help the Raiders earn back-to-back shutout wins over SAC opponents. When he's not defending his goalkeeper, Baxley is hard at work at Richmond and Richmond CC, getting ready for college. He's enrolled in 3 clusters, having already finished the STEM cluster. He's also taken classes to complete his AP and Richmond CC clusters. Other clubs around school he's involved in are the National Beta Club and the National Honor Society. Baxley boasts a 4.7037 GPA, and those extra digits matter because that puts him ranked at number 6 in this year's class. He was a junior marshal last year and says he enjoys being a member of the Bleacher Creature student section. Baxley hopes to pursue a career in chemical engineering. His plan is to attend NC State, which he called one of the best engineering schools in the country. Although NC State is his top choice, Baxley has applied to the University of Georgia, UNC Chapel Hill, and UNC Charlotte. He's also a Park and Moorhead King Scholarship finalist.
So Evan, you and the soccer team are coming off a big win Monday night against Purnell Sweat to open up the SAC tournament. And really you guys kind of kept your playoff hopes alive, whether it's in the tournament or hopefully in the state playoffs. So just kind of first explain how big that win was, especially since it was your final home game as a senior.
Yeah, so it was a really big win. Obviously it's kept us in the tournament. A huge win to win our last home game. It really just made it that much better. Winning our last game at home and just creating memories that way. Also just a huge win to take us to the next level to try to beat Pinecrest.
What was the thought process like when you guys were down 2 goals and then you come back with 4 unanswered?
It was definitely something crazy. Also just me myself just really didn't think I had it the first half, going down 2 goals, and then being able to come back in and step up and help our defense out as our offense was scoring goals. So
sure. Now speaking of defense, you're a center back there along with Drew Davis, also Kevin and Justin Leviner. So what has worked well the last couple of games? You guys had 3 goals last night given up, but you had back-to-back shutouts to close regular season play. So what's been working well with you guys in the back?
Just talking in general, us 4 back there have a really big connection. We played together, travel teams, played together for a long time, and just being able to talk and know how each other play has really played a big part in helping us succeed back there and keep shutout out there.
Sure. A lot of people show up to the games and they're looking for the goals, and that's kind of the flashy part, but what you guys do on defense can't really go unnoticed. So as you progressed from a sophomore to a junior to a senior, how do you think your play has improved over the last couple of years?
Just knowing where to be on the field and knowing who to pick up at different times has really just helped. Just being placed right on the field and knowing who to mark and not let the ball through has really helped me. I feel like I've really excelled there.
All right, up next, Evan, is our Raider Rapid Response segment, which lets you answer some more personal questions about yourself. So sticking with soccer, we'll kind of ease into it. How do you handle the pressure of knowing that it's win or go home time?
I really just turn that pressure into motivation. I kind of use it as a way to help me know that if we don't win here, then we kind of go home with a big loss, and I kind of use it as motivation to do the best that I can.
Okay. Name an interesting fact about yourself that many people may not know about you.
I actually used to play guitar, not that great now, but a while back I did take guitar lessons and was kind of good at it. So.
Teammate Noah Aiken's pretty good too, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's really good.
Ever throw down together? Play?
Nah, we haven't. I would love to though.
Okay. Question 3, if you could teach any school subject, which would it be and why? And do you have a teacher that maybe influenced you for that?
If I could teach any school subject, I would definitely teach chemistry. I just love the subject in general, and shout out to Mr. Learn for making it such a good subject.
Yeah, it sounds like the Raider Marching Band is joining us just up the hill there, so
yeah.
Apologize for that. But yeah, Mr. Learn certainly a great teacher. A lot of people really enjoy his class. Question 4, Evan, there are a lot of guys on the soccer team, and there's also a lot of hair. A lot of guys are always, there's a lot of flow out here. So my question to you is, who's got the best hair on the team?
I'm gonna have to go with Noah Aiken. He's got some pretty good hair.
Yeah. The other thing too, people who roll down in the parking lot, they'll see a lot of jacked up trucks, SUVs, nice cars. So who do you think's got the best car on the team?
I'm gonna have to say Chandler. Chandler Sinclair's got the best Jeep. He's got the Jeep out here. He's growing him with some style. So.
Okay. Not Cole Dean?
Nah, I'm going to have to go with Chandler on that one.
Okay. All right. Last question for you, Evan. What about your time as a Raider soccer player? What has your time as a Raider soccer player meant to you, and how do you see your time here carrying over into your future?
Just being a Raider soccer player has been a big thing to me. It's been a big part of my life. Just coming up and showing up to a team that's really like your family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being able to be out here and play around with your friends and really just build a family together, really. I think in my future it'll definitely carry on as I maybe go and play club ball at any of the colleges that I want to go to. And really just it's given me more courage to step up and be that leadership type person.
Congratulations to Lane Maltsby and Evan Baxley on making this week's official Richmond County Athletes of the Week, presented by Moss Brothers Tire and Service. And that's going to do it for us here at the RO Sports Show. For the latest updates on every sport, head on over to richmondobserver.com. Don't forget to follow the Ross Facebook page for your weekly wrap-up. You can also find some exclusive RO Sports content across all of the RO social media platforms. In the meantime, I'm Russell Parker. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week on the RO Sports Show. Have a great week.